Rounds of heavy rain producing thunderstorms on the move again. We'll talk about the flash flood threat coming up.
Attorney General Andy Beshear's case against the Scott County Cemetery and its owner returned to court this afternoon. Details from court ahead at 4:30. And a clerk stops an early morning robbery attempt.
This is WKYT News at 4:30.
Good afternoon. Sam Dick and Amber Philpott reporting. Flash flooding remains a threat here in the Bluegrass, with more showers and storms again moving in.
And that rain is expected to last through our weekend. We want to check in now with Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey.
Yeah, the storms that are out there really picking up the pace a little bit as they blow into the Lexington metro. So this is an area that has been worked over the past several days. So we've got to really watch those smaller creeks and streams and maybe a little street flooding. Even a shower in Lexington earlier today. Got a Twitter picture of some minor street flooding. What we're looking at now is that area of low pressure. It's a very small little low that is out there, but nonetheless, everything is going around that puppy as it works into parts of central Kentucky. And look at this little line of showers and thunderstorms out ahead of that. From the London area, watch the creeks and streams here with a lot of lightning into parts of Pulaski County. Let's follow that line northward toward Interstate 75 into Rockcastle County. That gets into Garrett County and parts of that now moving into Madison County. Notice how it begins to increase a bit here from Nicholasville back over toward Lawrenceburg. And a lot of lightning here into the southern tip of Woodford County and right on top of Wilmore, northwest of the Nicholasville area toward Keene, getting in on heavy rains as well. Now into Lexington, we are seeing some heavier downpours that are just ahead of that complex of thunderstorms on the southwest side of town, now creeping into the downtown area. Got to watch downtown Lexington and just north. Parts of the city did pick up a quick 1/2 to 1 inch of rain earlier from a little pop-up shower, and now we're getting this menacing line of some showers and thunderstorms working on into town. You see that on your live Skycam. Back to our west we go from Anderson County to the north into Franklin County. Those showers and thunderstorms are beginning to increase there as well. And that stuff into southwestern Franklin County has a little more lightning with it. Also watching Taylor County into parts of Adair County for some additional showers and storms that are rumbling across the area. You can actually see the spin that is showing up with that small scale low pressure center as it moves into central Kentucky. Guys, as we get deeper into the evening, some of that begins to wind down, but just ahead we'll show you a future radar that says it may fire back up late tonight. Show you who gets that in just a few.
Thank you, Chris. The case against the Central Kentucky cemetery owner is moving forward. More than a dozen people claim that the owner of a Scott County cemetery took their money and did not provide gravestones or markers.
The Attorney General filed a lawsuit over the matter. WKYT's Phil Pendleton was there as a judge heard the motion. It's our top story at 4:30.
There are a lot of cases of hurt, anger, and distrust in this situation. Today, a judge heard the first motion, a motion for default judgment against Dale Shackelford and the Crestlawn Cemetery. He is accused of taking money and not providing items promised in trust accounts. Now, attorneys for Attorney General Andy Beshear say they are seeking a total of $38,000 in civil penalties. They say there are 19 violations and the goal is to get full restitution. Debbie Kunkel is one of the victims. She said she paid Shackelford in a trust account when her brother passed away and never received anything at the cemetery.
So he defaulted on his promise to me, and he was paid in good faith to deliver that, which has still to date not happened. Yeah, I think it's really sad that so many people in Scott County has been wronged by this man in the cemetery.
Shackelford himself was not at the hearing. In fact, the Attorney General's office says that he never responded to the lawsuit. Coming up at 5:30, more stories of people who say they are victims of what happened at the cemetery. In Scott County, Phil Pendleton, WKYT.
The Attorney General says that Shackelford violated Kentucky's Consumer Protection Act. A clerk put a stop to an overnight gas station robbery. Police say Kenneth Hopkins walked into the Shell station on Newtown Pike and implied he had a weapon. That's when police say the clerk used a gun to stop the robber and hold him until police arrived. Hopkins is in jail charged with robbery.
A train jumped the tracks in eastern Kentucky late last night. It happened on Yellow Creek Road in Knott County near the Perry County line. The road remained shut down through the early morning hours as crews waited on equipment from Nicholasville to raise the train and put it back on its tracks. Investigators say the derailment was caused by a minor mistake by the crew. No injuries were reported. A crash involving cabs slowed down traffic on a Kentucky interstate this morning. A truck hauling 116 cabs turned over on Interstate 71 in Henry County. Police had to put in a detour while the cabs were rounded up. Well, there's frustration among some Fayette County school parents after getting a letter from the district saying they'd have to transfer if they wanted to go to a particular after-school program. Kids Club is the only pediatric medical day treatment facility in the county. The director wants Fayette County buses to pick up children from their school and transport them to the after-school program. But the school system sent out a letter saying that they would only transport children from Glendover Elementary, since it's in the Kids Club's district.
We have children that go to school and they need a safe therapeutic place to be after school. This is a need for them, so we advocate for it.
Tonight on WKYT News at 6, you'll meet a 9-year-old whose parents say they don't know what they do without Kids Club, but don't want to move to elementary schools, to another one. Amber's at the live desk with our investigative reporter Miranda Combs with more on what she's working on tonight. Amber?
Sam, thank you. So parents of children that go to this Kids Club, they received a letter from Fayette County Schools back in the spring.
Right, and it apparently caught a lot of the parents off guard. The letter said if you want transportation from a public school then to Kids Club, then you have to go to Glendover Elementary, which is within Kids Club district. Well, a lot of the kids are spread out all over the district, so they're going to have to transport them over to this other school. So a lot of parents said absolutely not.
Well, it sounds like that would be difficult. You're going to talk to one parent who says, I'm not moving my child.
And she says absolutely not. Her child has been going to Southern Elementary since she was in kindergarten. She's 9 now. She has cerebral palsy. She is deaf. She can hardly see. She's obviously very attached to the teachers there at Southern, and that would rock her world to have to move to another school, and the parents as well. So it's something they don't want to do, and they don't think they should have to do. They think that Fayette County Public Schools should come and take their child over to Kids Club after school.
How many children are we talking about that need to be transferred to Kids Club after school?
18 or less, they believe, and of course they are spread out all over the district, though. As we said, Kids Club does have 3 buses of their own. One, they say they go pick up kids at the Jessamine County line at after-school program, and then also they said at that time they're taking kids home that have been at Kids Club all morning, so they just don't have the bus availability at that time. That's their reasoning for not being able to come get those kids themselves.
Sure. All right, we're going to hear from this family that really wants to be able to have this available to their child, and then hear from the other side as well, coming up tonight at 6.
2 of Kentucky's leading Democrats, Attorney General Andy Beshear and Secretary of State Allison Lundergan Grimes, have confirmed they are skipping the annual Fancy Farm picnic this weekend. They both cite family commitments as the reason. Republican U.S. Senator Rand Paul and his Democratic challenger Jim Gray will square off during Saturday's picnic, known for its spicy speeches and its saucy barbecue. Other speeches include Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell, Governor Matt Bevin, and State Senator Ralph Alvarado of Winchester. Embattled comedian Bill Cosby wants a judge to hang up the phone in his criminal trial over sexual abuse allegations. We'll have the latest.
Now, your hour-by-hour forecast with Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey.
Well, as expected, a little area of low pressure right on top of central Kentucky right now, and it is creating some heavy rain, producing thunderstorms that are moving across the Lexington metro and other areas as well. You can see that circulation spinning around that low and kind of coming at us in little clusters of heavy rain producing storms. I'll tell you, Pulaski County into Laurel County, now into parts of Clay County and Rockcastle County, watch those creeks and streams. These showers and storms really aren't moving a whole lot, putting down a lot of heavy rain, a lot of lightning, and they're lifting at least this particular band from south to north. So London heading into the East Bernstadt area, Greenmount, and eventually north of there over the next little bit will get hammered by some heavy rains. Showers, thunderstorms to the east of Somerset, Mount Victory, Shopville. You don't need me to tell you it's been raining hard, huh? Conway down to Mount Vernon, here into Rockcastle County. Folks into the Livingston area, southeastern Rockcastle County, get ready. Richmond and Berea, right now it's kind of Splitsville. Heaviest rain to our south and northwest, though watch that southern sky over the next hour and change. Lexington Metro getting a little on the active side right now with some heavy downpours into parts of Jessamine County. From the Nicholasville area, Keene, Wilmore, over toward Nonsuch, Mortonsville, here into Woodford County, very heavy rains, and now creeping in to the southwest side of Lexington. Keep in mind, just a few days ago, this area picked up 3 and 4 inches of rain. So we are waterlogged, and with another round of some heavy rains moving on in, we've got to really watch out for some small stream and some street flooding into the southern and southwestern parts of Fayette County, and even into Nicholasville and Jessamine County too. Here's our live look from our sky cam as we continue to see that threatening sky to our south and southwest. Thunderstorms then extend out of Woodford County into Lawrenceburg, right on top of the BG Parkway. That stuff fairly stationary. Thunderstorm ramping up here across Frankfort into the capital city and back into Shelby County as well. Then we kind of have a little jump zone and another round of some heavy rain showing up from Campbellsville down toward Columbia in Adair County. Everything spinning around that small low pressure center. This is a setup that we've talked about for the past couple of days. I even made a special map for this yesterday showing how this little area of low pressure would make its way across Kentucky with some heavy rains out there today. That is what's happening and what is likely to happen as the sun sets. You may see some of that decrease, but then later tonight as this low gets into southeastern Kentucky, it may flare back up a little bit. So southeastern Kentucky, don't let your guard down later tonight, even as the stuff begins to decrease a little bit after sunset. We may fire some of that back up later tonight. A scattered thunderstorm around tomorrow. In between, it is steamy. 85 to 90 in a lot of areas tomorrow. Saturday, rounds of showers and thunderstorms around some heavy rainfall. Let's get to Sunday. It's a mainly dry day. Humidity levels come down and temperatures will come down as well. So that first weekend of August is kind of half and half. 84, 85, that's not bad at all. Next week, though, thunderstorms are going to increase as we get a tropical plume of moisture, as if we needed that into the mix from the Gulf of Mexico, middle and end of next week. But over the next hour, we've got to watch the Lexington Metro. Some of the same areas that picked up 3 and 4 inches of rain on Monday, going to get some heavy rains right now.
Boy, it was steamy out there today. You knew
it was going to give, right?
Coming this
and it's
afternoon.
really cool to look at that radar picture and see everything going around that little low pressure center that is out there.
The things that you find fascinating.
I know, right?
Then we find them
total weather
fascinating.
geek right here.
Thanks, Chris.
All right.
From casual to dressing it up a bit, it's back to school fashion time. I'm Deanne Stevens, out and about at CC Prep today.
Store in Chevy Chase has all the latest back-to-school fashions for your students.
Very timely. Our Deanne Stevens is out and about at Country Club Prep with this school year's styles. Hi, Deanne.
Good afternoon, guys. We are talking back to school fashion. I got my backpack all packed and ready as we head back to school. You know, some parents are kind of happy about this.
I mean, I can't wait for it. I'm not gonna.
You've got little ones
Yes,
too.
I'm ready. I'm beyond ready.
Jackie Reynolds is with us from CC Prep, and from what I understand, preppy is so in right now with these kids.
Yes, it's not gone anywhere, but it's coming back in full force too.
It is, and you guys have all kinds of preppiness going on. We got a little fashion show, back to school fashion show, kicking things off with Madison here. What is Madison wearing?
Madison's got one of my favorite Jade Lindbrook backpacks on. It matches the one that you've got on too, but she's in full Vineyard Vine. She's ready to go to school. She's completely and totally appropriate for dress code, so we love that we can stay preppy and still be in dress code.
Yeah, so the skinny jeans are still in, and
yes.
Cute if you got skinny legs like hers.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Okay, and Hannah, Meredith, her sister's Hannah. Meredith, what is Meredith wearing?
Meredith's ready for game day. You know, she's got a little bit of pink running through her dress. That Maui gold dress is wonderful on her. She's got a scoop neck back, and she's ready to go.
You know, these college kids really dress it up for class, don't they?
Absolutely. Got to look good all times.
Evidently so, and this is adorable to me. Hannah Sue has on.
She's got a brand new Vineyard Vine sweater on. It's got the whale on the very front of it, but easy way to pop the collar out the top, make it that little extra prep on it.
Vineyard Vine's so popular, especially these Shep shirts that Lauren is sporting here.
Lauren's got on one of our favorite UK Shep shirts. She's ready for game day on those cool nights. She's great for the daytime and ready for nighttime.
I had to show them, Lauren. Show them the UK there. So you guys have your own personal UK ones?
We do. We do carry the UK Shep shirts, and we carry the UK vests as well. So all from
and
Vineyard Vine.
that looks good on campus. That looks good in high school, in middle school.
Absolutely.
And Logan?
Logan's ready. Logan's ready to go to school. He looks great. I mean, he looks like a smart guy, don't you think?
He does look, well, he dresses like a sharp-dressed man, that's for sure.
Absolutely. He's ready to go.
Okay, and so plaids, preppy, button-downs, khakis.
The more color, the better. Throw it all on.
Okay, and listen, parents, I even have something for you. I'm thinking for all those parents whose kids are going back to school, they need a little Yeti for some treats. We'll call them treats, to get those kids back in the classroom, right? right?
Yes, for sure. Load it up. We got you
Okay,
ready.
back to school fashion at its best. CC Prep has all kinds of preppiness for you. They're located on Euclid Avenue. I'm Deanne Stevens with my Yeti and my backpack, headed back to school. Back to you guys.
If you're using one of those Yeti coolers as your lunchbox, wow-wee, that's a lot of lunch to go
Yeah,
in
those
there.
big bags. Okay. Tony Bennett, what a legend, celebrating a birthday milestone. And speaking of legends, Irving Berlin is back on Broadway.
And J.K. Rowling is making magic again at the bookstores. Chris Martinez has your eye on entertainment.
Harry Potter and the Cursed Child is one of the fastest-selling books ever in both the U.S. and the U.K. In North America, more than 2 million copies sold in the first 2 days of publication. The book is a script for the new stage production telling the 8th story in the Wizarding series. Rehearsals are in full swing for Broadway's version of a Hollywood classic. Holiday Inn, the new Irving Berlin musical, is based on the 1942 Oscar-winning film. Bryce Pinkham stars as Jim, who trades the bright lights of show business for a Connecticut farmhouse. He says it's an honor to bring Berlin's music back to Broadway.
Despite our best efforts, Irving Berlin is the star of this show, and his music really will take center stage.
Holiday Inn begins previews next month. Yesterday, Tony Bennett celebrated his 90th birthday with Lady Gaga at his side. The 19-time Grammy winner was honored at the Empire State Building for his contribution to American music. He called it one of the best days of his life.
To be treated this way at 90 years old, I feel like I'm 19 years old.
Bennett says he's still going strong because he loves life and every day is like magic. And that's your eye on entertainment. Chris Martinez, CBS News, Los Angeles.
Embattled comedian Bill Cosby is asking a judge to throw out some recorded phone conversations from his criminal trial in his sexual abuse case. The calls in question are two he had with the mother of Andrea Constant, the woman who says that Cosby drugged and molested her. On the tape, Cosby says he had a sexual encounter with the former Temple University employee, and he gave Constant drugs before it happened. He also told the woman's mother he feared coming off sounding like a, quote, dirty old man with a young girl. According to court documents, Cosby's lawyers say the recordings violate Pennsylvania wiretap laws that require both parties to consent to a phone call being taped. But Constant's lawyers say the calls were recorded in Canada, where a two-party consent law does not apply.
Sometimes the heat can be downright unbearable. Coming up, a group of hairy swimmers becoming the next viral sensation for taking a dip in the middle of a popular Lake Tahoe beach.
You know, Chris often talks about his muggy meter. I think we need a sweat meter today because it was instant sweat outside.
It really was. Chris, I was over at Shakertown on a shoot, and short sleeve shirt didn't matter. I mean, it was just really, really muggy out there.
Yeah, you knew something was going to give, didn't you? You felt the humidity in full swing. Even though temperatures were only mid and upper 80s out there, the humidity off the charts. And now, look what we are dealing with. How about this photogenic shot looking over top of Hamburg Pavilion? This is a live look into Lexington. That's a little shelf cloud that is ahead of a thunderstorm that is drenching the southwest side of Lexington. Keep in mind, it is the southwest, oh, nice lightning strike there, the southwest side of Lexington that has been absolutely hammered with rain this week. 3 to 4 inches on Monday. Some areas picked up an additional ½ inch yesterday. So flash flooding is a possibility across parts of Fayette County over the next little bit. And especially when you look at your Defender radar network and we see that little band of thunderstorms that is increasing as it moves into Lexington. So the flash flood threat into Lexington over the next hour to 2 hours is on the increase, especially on the south and west side of town, where we have picked up a ton of rain so far this week. Rain moving in, traffic out there. Let's see how it's taking shape and handling all the rain. Here's Officer Don.
Got a total of 3 collisions working right now, including one at South Hanover and Richmond Road. There's also one at Ruscio Way and Reynolds Road near the mall, and police are clearing one up on the outer loop of Manowar near Trent. Drive times to Nicholasville, it's a slow go right now, about 17 minutes. To Paris, 21, and to Richmond, 24. Now back to you in the studio.
Officer Don, thank you. An 8-year-old starts a business and beat bears at the beach. It's the video that will have you talking. Take a look at this.
All right, before we get to those bears, bakeries in Fresno, California have a new business to compete with, but they might not mind this competition. Meet Jalen Bailey. Most children his age spent the summer playing or at the pool, but not Jalen. Instead, this 8-year-old has started his own bakery. Inspired by his mom, Jalen makes cookies in their small rental home, hoping to sell enough so that one day his mom can have her own house.
I wanted to save up for a lot of money to get a house. I just wanted me and my mom to be happy in it.
Aww.
He's got a great heart,
What a
doesn't he?
sweetie.
Jalen's bakery has already shown signs of success. The young entrepreneur received high praise during his first business mixer, enough so that a local professional decided to donate Jalen an oven, allowing him to take his bakery to the next level, one chocolate chip cookie at a time. We hope he's a big hit.
He's going to do big things. All right, everybody needs a break from the heat sometimes, including wildlife. And that was proven earlier this week when a mama bear and her 2 cubs decided to take a dip on the shores of Lake Tahoe. Palace Buckley says she was enjoying the hot day with her family when she captured this video of the hairy swimmers. The family of bears showed no signs of being bothered by the groups of swimmers and kayakers in the background. Buckley says the footage has since become a big hit after receiving millions of views on social media. They are not at all bothered by all those folks around them.
Yeah, if a bear wants to swim, let him swim.
You let it swim around you, that's for sure. All right, on that note, please stick with us. Here's what we're working on for you now at 5 o'clock today.